Hello, this is Crypto CJ. It's the trade of the day, the Friday afternoon Zoom edition. And Bitcoin the last couple days has been pretty mellow. It's still in that trading range we've been talking about. We had a big pump up early in the week and then a big drop down. Sort of looks like a Bart Simpson head on the 1 hour chart. Let's take a look. All right, you guys should be seeing my 1 hour chart.
Yes.
Yeah, there's a Bart Simpson head.
Yeah.
We had that big pump up on Tuesday the 8th, you know, into Wednesday morning, and then right back where it started just about. Got down to 38.2 yesterday, last night. Had a nice pump up to 40, but couldn't hold it early this morning. Down again, and so you go to the day chart, still stuck in that trading range, you know, since December. Between about 40, oh, here it is, the yellow line here, about 45,000. This is since January, actually, down to about 35. And then it's been a little tighter last month or so, more like 44 to 37. So the $7,000 trading range for Bitcoin. It's been pretty consistent. So it's kind of hard to anticipate which direction the market's going to go. But bots are digging it. This is good bot stuff, but for humans, not so much. Let's look at Ethereum. Looks kind of similar. It's a little bored, so I drew a support line here, trending up slightly. We're at 2560 now. It's like about 2300 has been holding, you know, since January on Ethereum. Popped over 3000 a couple times, but couldn't hold it. So I guess I could draw a trading range in here too, between about 3200 and, you know, 2300, about that $900 range for Ethereum. Back to Bitcoin. I was gonna look at some news. We had the Biden executive order wasn't as draconian as we thought it would be. Actually actually pumped the markets on Tuesday, because you know, we're open to some regulation. We just don't want it being draconian, and that's what that order seemed to imply. So I mean, it could be interpreted many ways, but that's how I and a lot of other traders saw it. This I thought was sort of interesting. IRS discusses crypto tax rates for US merchants. You know, tax them differently for charge 0 to 37%. Wow, that's such a huge range. That's completely impractical. So they need to narrow this down. 0 to 20%. You know, this is absurd. So yeah, we need some uniformity on this. There was one other headline that was interesting. Yeah, this one here. G7 and the European Union, fresh crypto sanctions on Russia. The exchanges have resisted this. You know, they don't want to be involved in anything political. So I tend to agree with that. I'm sure there's other ways to make Russia's life difficult, but crypto, which is supposed to be worldwide, should not be among them. Well, that's it for the news. Any questions or comments about the overall market, Bitcoin, Ethereum?
There is one small negative setback story for Bitcoin in the UK, that just today they outlawed Bitcoin ATM style machines in the UK. There's only about 88 of them at the time, but it avoids KYC, and they didn't like that, so they've banned them altogether.
Well,
so hopefully that's not going to be a trend.
Yeah, I have mixed feelings about spending Bitcoin since it's evolved into more of a store of value. it's something I usually want to hold, so I don't want to spend it necessarily unless it's a large purchase. So, using Bitcoin to buy a Big Mac seems kind of goofy to me, but I might use Doge or USDT or something like that to buy it. Because those to me aren't really investment. That'd be like, cashing out your 401k to buy, your groceries in my mind. So,
Right.
that's how
I think the machines are designed to purchase Bitcoin somehow,
Mhm.
and to circumvent the KYC as opposed to buying groceries.
Well, yeah, maybe my comparison wasn't perfect, but anyway, the point is like a super retail version of Bitcoin. That's how I always saw those ATMs. But if you can get, crypto, and it just seems like there's easier ways to do it than an ATM. I don't know.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Okay, any other thoughts on that before we go to Altcoin Alert? All right, let's see if we can find some trades on Altcoin Alert. As usual, I've got my altcoin radar view. I don't care for the dashboard. I want all the information. I'm gonna look and see if we have any new people here. Not seeing any yet. No, not really. Kind of determines how much detail I go if everybody's been here before. All right, let's go with the AA score first. And we've got 87.2, which is a really good one on Zcash. I recently traded this, caught this nice little pump here. So it did okay with that. It has dipped again since then, but trending back up, at least in the short term. Let's go to the day chart, get the big picture. Yeah, the big pump in November, big drop, and recovered almost half of that drop on the 1 hour. I think some of the news about Russia and banning crypto makes these, Zcash is a supposedly, like a secret crypto that's not trackable. Though I understand you have to use a Zcash wallet to make that exchange. But regardless, it did get privacy coin. That's what they call it. It did make a nice move the last few days, possibly based off that Russia news, up 48%, and dipped a little since then. The 5-minute. If you want to trade this, it's sitting on the SMA line now, trending up a little bit. If you want to catch a quick 1%, that's doable. I think it's kind of risky. It has dipped. This morning a couple times and bounced back pretty well. Looks like there's some support right about here, 151. That might be a good price alert. Right around here, around 150, 151. Maybe a secondary one here about 148. If you want to try to get a better entry than this. Then we've got our alerts on the 15-minute charts that I like to talk about with their, with divergence. Do your positive divergence detected once per bar close, and there you go. Divergence alert. And you could do one on the MFI, crossing up on the 20. So consider the oversold area and get in there. And you do the same thing on the RSI on the 30. So those are the alerts I like to do on my basic charts, try to get better entry points on altcoin alert coins, or you just jump in now. You know, in the 5 minutes, kind of sitting on the SMA might pump up a little bit more. But I would look for better entry than that. Plus it's Friday night, you know, Bitcoin's not really dropping. Let's go to the 5 minute. Yeah, it's just been going sideways pretty much since this morning. Did have that dip here around 2 o'clock Mountain Time, but otherwise not much action today. Might do one or two more Friday shorts. Try to take advantage of the lower volume over the weekends. Doesn't always work, but I'd say maybe 60–70% time the market does a nice dip on the weekend. So you know, that's something to consider. All right. Any questions on Zcash? All right. Don't see anything else that's very bullish. So I want to move over to my long-term sentiment sort. Got very bullish on the long-term sentiment and bullish on the Elder Impulse Daily. I like it when these two match up like this. Let's check it out. I looked at it earlier. XHV is a Haven protocol. I haven't traded it before, but it's on KuCoin. It looked kind of interesting. Had an epic drop from November all the way down. Lost 90+%, but a pretty big move last couple days. Yeah, I have no idea what caused this, but you know, almost 200% up in 2 days and lost, you know, about half of that, but trending back up again. Let's see if we have any news. Yeah, nothing's jumping out regarding Haven. Okay, 5 minute chart. Sitting up here on top of the Bollinger Band. Not really a good entry that I like to do. All right, so it's going to be pretty similar to what we just looked at with Zcash. Well, actually, let's look at a price point first. Got some support right here, right around $3.10. Got some more here, right around $3.30. So you could do 2 alerts, do one around 330, reevaluate. Maybe it goes back down to 310. Get in, might want to get in then. So for price alerts, that's what I would do. And then we've got our, you know, our indicator alerts. Do have positive bullish divergence here, but that's from this morning. I'm not sure if that's still in effect, but you know, you could do your alert here. Positive divergence. Or the trending up on the 20 on the MFI, trending up on the 30 on the RSI. Any questions on Haven? Okay. That's the only one that was very bullish and bullish on the Elder Impulse Daily. Quick review, long-term sentiment, word on the street, the Twitter data, Elder Impulse Daily is a technical indicator. So when these match up, those are coins usually worth looking at. Thorchain or Rune is bullish on long-term sentiment and the Elder Impulse. Let's check it out. Big pump in November, big drop, 80%, and recovering some of that. 1 hour, pumping recently, up 53%, last 2 days, giving up about 10 or 12% of that today. 5 minute chart. Going into a squeeze. Yeah, less than 3% between that, between the Bollinger Bands. Don't care for that. Got some, it's just lower lows, kind of a squeezy dip sequence here. But negated here when it punches through the SMA line. So maybe here around 560, between 560 and 565 could be your price alert. On the 15-minute chart, got a momentum divergence from 1:30 this afternoon. That's about 3 hours ago. Don't think that's in effect anymore. So again, I'd go with your crossing above the 20 on the MFI, crossing above the 30 on the RSI, or a bullish divergence. Or we could switch over to trend base with the chandelier exit indicator I've talked about. Let's see, let's go back over to Rune on this one. I personally prefer dips and riding them back up, but some people want to trade the trend. And this alert here, the chandelier exit is alert friendly. So you can, I usually use the 15-minute chart for this, 15 or higher. It's had a buy going since 9 yesterday. So you could, if you want to buy this one, just put another buy alert on here. And it'll cycle through the next sell sequence, and then the buy sequence you get after that, you would be alerted for. Not sure if that'll happen today, but it could be tomorrow or the next day. All right. Any questions on Rune? All right, let's see. I don't see any others on the long-term sentiment sort that are going to help us out. So let's look for something to short. It's Friday. As I said earlier, markets tend to have lower volume, which tends to lead to downward movement. Got a bunch of stuff that's bearish. XCM, I think that's Coin Metro's token. Not much volume there. Audio, traded that before. ICPs. CryptNation guys don't care for that one. And SHIB. Here's a couple of things we could short. I like shorting SHIB and Doge. Two of my favorite coins to short. Let's look at SHIB or SHIBA. I don't know if I have that one here. I don't. Okay, on the day chart. Pretty big drop. And trending down on the day chart. On the hour. Looks like it's going into a squeeze. And so for your alerts, you're going to go the opposite of what we just talked about. You're going to look for something that goes up and then it's due to come down. So you could set a price alert up here around 24.30. Wait for it to bounce down from that. Yeah, we do that on the 15-minute chart. I was on the hour. I didn't realize I hadn't made the 5-minute yet. Yeah, it looks like I did have a dip down here. Yeah, I've got some resistance short term right here around 2240. I think that's where my alert would be on a price alert. Might want to wait till it goes up here to 2278, 2305. That's where I'm seeing resistance on the 5-minute chart. On the 15, if you want to use divergence, or I mean indicators, use your bearish allergic divergence alert. And then we're going to go on the MFI if we want to use that one, crossing down on the 80. And then on your RSI, it's going to be crossing down on the 70. And there you go, that's your short alerts. And it would work the same on the ICP one I showed you earlier too. Any questions on SHIB? Well, let's look at ICP since we're kind of zipping along today. Got some time. Yeah, this one's just been crashing. Just pretty much straight down. Well, angling down anyway. Did have some signs of a life here from the 7th to the 9th, up almost 13%. It's down about the same since then. 5-minute. Trending down. But we do want to short it, so I think my price alert would be right here, right around 1636. It hasn't been able to break through there since this morning. If you want to go with the indicators, got your bearish divergence here. And then just like I showed you for SHIB, the MFI crossing down on 80, RSI crossing down on 70. If you want to go with the trend alert, you can do that. So it's currently in a sell position. So you'd want it to get another sell. So I right click on here, change it to sell, once per bar close, and you're good to go. So what you're hoping for is a sequence like this where a buy order kicks in briefly and then it drops again. If you want to go the trend route, just going sideways at the moment. All right, any questions on ICP or any of the indicators we talked about or the alerts? I know the chandelier exit's kind of new. We've been talking about it for a few weeks. Craig from the group seems to think I'm showing too many indicators, but I just want to give you guys options. Don't want to talk about the exact same thing every time. So as I learn new things, I try to share them with you guys. Any questions on anything regarding Altcoin Alert or anything in the market or any coins you want to look at? All right, well, this is kind of short, guys. If there's nothing else, I'm gonna go ahead and stop this the recording for the Altcoin Alert portion, and then for those of you who want to stick around for Carbon, we can do that in a couple minutes. For those of you watching live, I appreciate it. We'll see you Monday if you're dropping off. If you're watching on the recording, hopefully we'll see you Monday or Friday. Have a good weekend.